circus friends! Last week we learned how to juggle one object. So that means that this week we're going to learn how to juggle two objects. If you don't have your own juggling equipment at home, that's fine. You can check out our earlier video on how to make your own, or you can, with a grown-up's help, search the internet for different ideas of how to make your own juggling equipment, or you can roll up some socks and juggle those. As we move on to two, I want you to remember you can always go back to one. If you're feeling frustrated and you're missing a lot of your catches, take a breath, go back to one. And in fact, today we're going to start with one. So, you remember we were making our rainbows from one hand to the other. With that rainbow, we added a clap at the top of our rainbow. Let's do that together 10 times just to warm up before we add that second object. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Now, the importance of that clap at the top is when we get our second object. That is when we are going to throw that second object. So for example, if I throw the yellow one, when it gets to the top, that's when I will throw the red. And they're both going to make rainbows, just like before. I'm going to go throw, throw, catch, catch. Now you'll notice I didn't throw both of them at the same time. Again, when one gets to the top, when the yellow gets to the top, that's when I'm going to throw the red. Throw, throw, catch, catch. All right? They've switched sides and they've both made rainbows. That is the important part. Sometimes when my friends are learning how to juggle, they'll do something like this. Did you notice that just the red made a rainbow and the yellow switched hands nice and low? That's not the pattern we're looking for right now. So I want you to try your best to make two rainbows. And remember, juggling isn't about catching, it's about throwing. So even if you need to let both of your rainbows end on the floor, that's okay, as long as I make that shape twice. Maybe you only catch one. That's fine too, as long as you are making two rainbows. And while we're talking about dropping our circus equipment, there's something you can do to make your life a little bit easier. And if you live in an apartment like I do, your downstairs neighbors will thank you for that. When you're practicing, you can stand in front of a sofa or a bed with your legs up against it so that when you do drop, it falls right onto the bed or the sofa and you can pick them up much more quickly and it doesn't make as much noise for your downstairs neighbors. So this is a great way to practice without having to pick things up off the floor all the time. But let's get back to our juggling lesson. So, let's try to make two rainbows 10 times. And remember, it's not about catching, it's about throwing. So if you drop them, just pick them back up and get ready for the next one. I'm always going to start with my red juggling ball. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really good job. And friends, remember, you can always go back. If you're having trouble catching every time, go back and practice that rainbow shape. And when it feels really good, add back in the second one so that you're always throwing when one gets to the top. Excellent. Now let's try some other tricks with two. One thing I like to do is, again, similar to what we did with one juggling object, which is that I cross my arms. Now you'll notice that the yellow juggling ball is in the arm that's under. The red one is crossed over. So I'm going to start by throwing the yellow one. I'm going to go throw, throw, catch, catch. And just like when I had one, the hand that's under throws first, uncross and catch. So I'm going to try that with 2 now. Throw, throw, uncross, catch, catch. Throw, throw, uncross, catch, catch. Throw, throw, uncross, catch, catch. All right, do you see the pattern? Now, this is different from our rainbows. In these, I'm throwing more straight up and down in what we call columns than I am with my rainbows. My rainbows want to make that arc. For this trick, I want to be throwing straight up and down. Let's try this 10 times together. Ready? I'm always going to start with my yellow crossed under, or if you prefer to say my red crossed on top. So my yellow will throw first. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Now, we can even do that with our leg. Remember when we had just one? We always went under the opposite leg and cat, opposite leg and cat. Same thing. These are going in our columns instead of in our rainbows. So I can do that with 2. So I have to throw the yellow one and then the red one. Here I go. Now you'll notice the yellow one did a column, the red one did a rainbow. Let's watch that again. Because the red one has to come to my other hand. But the yellow one is already on the new side of my body. All right, let's try 10 of these together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a good workout for you too, lifting your knees. All right, so those are 3 exercises we can practice with 2, with 1 in each hand. That's our double rainbows, our crisscross hands, whoops, our crisscross hands, and under our leg. Now, there's an activity you can practice by putting 2 in one hand. Now, these are going to be our columns, so they're not going to cross our body. They're just going to stay in that one hand. There's 2 different ways jugglers like to think about this. One is that they like to think that each object has its own path and they never cross. The other way jugglers like to think about it is that the 2 go in a circle, whoops, around each other. Whoops. And both of these are correct, and both of these techniques are used for different tricks. So I'm going to invite you to try whichever works best for you. But just like when I was making my 2 columns, the important thing is that I'm going to throw the second one when the first one is at the top. So it's going to look something like this. All right? So as one gets to the top, I throw the next one. And again, if you're dropping a lot, go ahead, practice over your sofa or your bed so you have something to catch with. All right, let's practice this 10 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whoops, and 10. Now you can see I still have a lot of practice I need to do with these. That's fine. Keep practicing. And of course, whatever we do in one hand, we're going to try in the other hand. You might notice that this is easier or more challenging in one hand or the other. That's okay too. But do make sure you try with both hands. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! So, those are 2 more skills that you can practice with 2 juggling objects. 2 in one hand. That's a lot of fun that you're going to have with 2. Come back for next week and we're going to start trying 3. Thanks, friends. Don't forget, if you're having fun, subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications when new instructional videos come out. You can like this video if you enjoyed learning how to do 2. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye!